Nigeria, 60 hearty cheers on the occasion of our Diamond Independence Anniversary. Welcome to Newsline. I am Becky Madejemu. Judging from my mood and, I dare say, my appearance, green and white, you can tell that this edition is mostly about October 1st and memories of the epic event. There is no better way to celebrate a country than showing off her beauty, wealth, power, and people. With what I've just said, you can already predict the stories that await you after the news by Claire Adelabu Abdurazak. Happy Independence, Claire.
I see you bring out the beauty of our diversity in your color combinations, Becky. Hello and welcome to the news here in Abuja, and we begin from the villa where Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has expressed concern over indiscriminate brutalization of young Nigerians by men of the Nigerian police force, especially the Special Anti-Robbery Squad and those in other tactical units. During a chat with newsmen at the presidential villa in Abuja, the Vice President described reactions as totally objectionable and unacceptable, assuring Nigerians that a reform in the police force to curb these excesses is in the offing. State House correspondent Judy Onifade tells us more.
The President's reaction follows the concern raised by other Nigerians over the arrest of young men and women suspected to be fraudsters by some police officers. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo condemns in way and manner this has been done, stressing that the President is equally averse to this.
The arrest, naming, killing of young people, of anyone at all, by these same individuals is completely wrong. It is unlawful, it is illegal, and anybody, all of those who are involved in this ought to be investigated and prosecuted. Now, I'm sure that today, this afternoon, I had a meeting with the IG of police. We reviewed several of these issues. The President and I have had discussions on this. He's very, very concerned about it. Wants to see a reform. A few bad eggs within the police force are causing a lot of these, and because it's all over the place in different states, there's a need, of course, to take serious action. I think that the IG statement today is a good first step.
Commenting on the recent increase in the price of premium motor spirit, otherwise known as petrol, and electricity tariff, the Vice President says government is in no way plan to put burden on the people, but the action is inevitable as no one expected the downturn of the economy, especially as the country had 12 consecutive months of economic growth before COVID-19 sets in, causing global economic crisis.
Well, the important thing is that the President and the government are committed completely to ensuring that Nigerians do not suffer needlessly, and that in whatever way it is possible will reduce the burden on Nigerians. I'm sure you're aware of the efforts we're making about putting solar home systems. This is part of the Economic Sustainability Plan in 5 million Nigerian homes, along with the private sector. The funding for that has been provided by the central bank through loans that are coming through the commercial banks. We're also looking at various ways of improving supply, the power supply, and improving access to power and making it even cheaper.
Vice President Osinbajo commends the civil society organizations for often bringing the attention of the federal government to the concerns of the people, and urges them to continue working with government for a better nation. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has banned the personnel of the Federal Special Anti-Robbery Squad and other tactical squads of the force, including Special Tactical Squad, Intelligence Response Team, Anti-Cultism Squad, and other tactical squads operating at the federal level, zonal and command levels, from carrying out routine patrols and other conventional low-risk stop-and-search duties, checkpoints, mounting of roadblocks, traffic checks with immediate effect. A statement by the force indicates that no personnel of the force is authorized to embark on patrols or tactical assignments in Mufti. The IGP's directives come against the backdrop of findings by the leadership of the force that a few personnel of the tactical squads hide under the guise to perpetrate all forms of illegality. Contrary to the standard operating procedure, code of conduct and rules of engagement established in the squads. The IGP has warned the tactical squads against the invasion of the privacy of citizens, particularly through indiscriminate and unauthorized search of mobile phones, laptops and other smart devices. They are to concentrate and respond only to cases of armed robbery, kidnapping and other violent crimes when the need arises. The IGP has equally warned that henceforth the Commissioner of Police in charge of FSARS, Commissioners of Police in charge of State Commands and the FCT, as well as their supervisory zonal assistant inspectors general of police will be held liable for any misconduct within their areas of responsibility. And mankind thrives on information. In this regard, the need to communicate. As Nigeria turns 60, Joseph Johnson takes a look at the trajectory of communication sector in recent times and how it has shaped the future of ICT in Nigeria.
Is of radio messages, telegram, letters, and the privileged few with landline telephones, Nigeria has become a kind of hub for modern telecommunication. No serious ICT or telecommunication outfit will ignore the country due to the high figures that drive traffic of internet signals, volume of communication gadgets, and the likes. Apart from consuming these communications menu, Nigeria is also playing its role in development, innovation, and other intellectual contributions to the sector.
About 10 startups to this exhibition. 2 out of the 10 have participated in the semi-final pitching. So this shows that our startups, they have innovative ideas and they have ideas that can impact life globally.
The GDP of Nigeria is also feeling the impacts of the ICT sector. In the second quarter of 2020 alone was more than 17%, with predictions that if the contribution of digital economy to the GDP is computed, it could be more than 45%. The government is seeking to explore and fast-track the frontier for digital Nigeria.
We want to ensure that in the next 10 years, we don't have a traditional or manual Nigeria, but rather a digital Nigeria. Each and every Nigerian is encouraged to key into a digital Nigeria.
The coronavirus pandemic story may be a sad one for many sectors, but for the ICT, it is a sweet lullaby due to the overwhelming traffic it has brought to the internet, with Nigeria set to be one of the highest users in the world. These has spurred the country to galvanize digital skills and increased broadband penetration.
I think this minister is doing quite a lot to develop ICT in the country. There's still a gap. I think there's still quite a lot to be done.
Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy, especially this administration, has done a lot in terms of policy formulation, streamlining ICT services in the country, and the major efforts of bringing government services online.
This might very well be an era where all hands will have to be on keyboards, phone keypads, or whatever digital device just to get by. And of course, Nigerians, like never before, are joining the rest of the world in keeping up with the new normal. Joseph Johnson, NTA News.
Thank you, Joseph. We're already in that process of the new normal. Let's turn to other stories now. And First Lady Aisha Muhammad Buhari has urged Nigerian youths to maintain high spirit of patriotism, hard work and selfless service towards moving the country to greater height. This came to light when the First Lady hosted some of the National Youth Service Corps members to a dinner at the Presidential Villa in appreciation of their performance during the 60th Independence Anniversary Parade, which took place at the Eagle Square here in Abuja. State House correspondent Aliyu Kebiru tells us more.
Graduating from various tertiary institutions of learning, Nigerian youth are expected to serve a one-year mandatory national service under the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC. It is in this spirit these youth corps members are enjoying the privilege of being the special guests of the First Lady of Nigeria, Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, in recognition of their brilliant performances during the Nigeria's Diamond Independence Anniversary Parade at Eagle Square on October 1st, 2020.
As youth, the creativity of the NYSC along with the military shows that Nigeria youth is capable of doing well at any given opportunity. You kept everyone entertained throughout the parade. This is the reason I decided to invite you in order to recognize your effort. Let me use this opportunity to congratulate you for being part of this memorable event and to inform you that this spirit of patriotism will lead you to greater success in your future endeavors.
The First Lady also urged them to maintain high spirit of patriotism and take advantage of the youth-driving opportunities provided by the present administration geared towards self-reliance and economic advancement. The Director General of the NYSC responded on behalf of the core members.
This is the first time in the history of the NYSC that the First Lady is hosting core members in appreciation of their performance. We thank our First Lady, which is an indication of her love for the youth of this country. And I want to assure her that this is going to boost the morale of core members nationwide to do more.
The DG, NYSC and other critical stakeholders reassured the First Lady of their commitment to supporting her in the quest of improving the lives of women, children and other vulnerable people in the society. From the State House, Aliu Kabir, NTA.
Turning to political matters now, as the electorate in Ondo State count down to October 10 governorship election, the police have warned political thugs and supporters of governorship candidates who have intention of causing trouble to steer clear of the state or risk the consequences. Now, the warning is coming against the background of cases of violence caused by some alleged political thugs in some parts of the state during the ongoing electioneering campaigns. Olubukola Aduwo reports.
As the October 10 governorship poll in Ondo State to elect the next occupant of Alagbaka Government House beckons, governorship candidates are not leaving any stone unturned in soliciting votes from the electorate through various means, especially open-air campaigns. However, there have been pockets of violence recorded in some parts of the state during these campaigns. The most recent was the bloody clash by some alleged political thugs at Ikpele, our local government area of the state, where innocent people were injured and properties destroyed.
We've arrested some people in respect of that fracas that happened at Ikpele, and I think that's already in the court. We intend to do more until we achieve the desired peace for the election that the police and everyone is looking forward for.
Some of the victims of this unfortunate incident are now receiving treatment at the Federal Medical Center, Owo. Political experts who described political violence as hindrance to the electoral process called for prompt intervention to stop the trend and bring perpetrators to justice to serve as deterrent to those using the weapon of violence to advance their political ambition.
What politicians should dissipate their energy on is to woo voters, is to sell themselves, sell their manifestos to voters. Any politician, any party that is engaged in violence is already defeated, within itself.
Nobody should allow his or herself to be influenced or be used as tools in the hand of politicians for violence. We should maintain peace.
Stakeholders also want governments, political parties, the police and the electorate to be vigilant, especially in the last few days preceding the election, to keep the current political tension in the state from further escalating. In Akure, Olubukola Aduwo, NTA News.
And Governor Aminu Tambuwal of Sokoto State has commended the federal government's counter-banditry and insurgency efforts as he calls for the deployment of ICT in the fight against all criminal elements in Nigeria. Mahmoud Ibn Mohammed reports that Governor Tambuwal made the commendation in Bauchi shortly after a closed-door meeting with Governor Bala Mohammed, the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Uche Secondus, and some party stalwarts.
Calling on Mr. President to consider seriously employing more hands, capable, qualified, competent hands we have several unemployed youth in Nigeria that are patriotic enough, that are competent and qualified to be enlisted in either of the services of the security apparatus that we have in Nigeria.
Although not made public, details of the discussions held behind closed doors, the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Uche Secondos, noted that it was a solidarity visit to Governor Bola Mohammed.
This party is very democratic. There is no room for discrimination. Everyone is qualified, both young, old, governors, non-governors, is qualified to contest. And we have the space for everyone.
Those in the entourage include the Deputy National Chairman North of the People's Democratic Party, Suleiman Nazif, former Senate President David Mark, and former Governor of Gombe State, Ibrahim Nkombo, amongst other chieftains of the party. In Bauchi, Mahmoud Ibn Muhammad, NTA News.
Now, since organized labor reasoned with the imperatives of fuel price adjustment last week and told the path of reason in opening further window of the dialogue on the service-based electricity tariff, some groups of Nigerians have been disgruntled. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President, Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, says those interest groups had apparently perfected plans to use the strike by the labor unions as smoke screen to unleash anarchy on the land, foment mayhem and civil disobedience. But the plan blew up in their faces, and since then they have been in severe pains. Now they have launched a series of tirades against organized labor. For some other bitter enders who have remained entrenched in pre-2015 and 2019 election modes, it was an opportunity to avenge the 2012 Occupy Nigeria protest, which they believe largely devalued the government of the day and led to its eventual ouster in 2015. Now, they wanted to use the strike that was to have come up last week as an opportunity for a pound of flesh, which they calculated would weaken the government so much and influence the 2023 elections. For them, they have since then been calling organized labor all sorts of names, claiming that they deceived Nigerians. Now, the times in which we live with severe security, economic and social challenges call for all hands to be on deck and goodwill and support for government as it strives to put the nation on an even nail. We commend organized labor for putting the country first. And a high-powered presidential delegation from Niger Republic, led by the Minister of Education, Dauda Mohamedou Mate, was in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital, to commiserate with the government and people of the state over the recent attacks on Governor Zulum's convoy along Mongono-Baga Road. Mohammed Goni reports that the Nigerian delegation also paid homage on the Shehu of Borno.
A substantial number of Nigerian refugees of Borno extraction are currently taking refuge in neighboring Niger Republic, which has further cemented the ties between the two neighboring countries that predates the colonial era. The high-powered delegation, led by the country's Minister for Education, Dauda Mohamedou Mate, was in Borno at the instance of the Nigerian President Muhammadu Yusufu to sympathize with Governor Babagana Umara over the recent attack on his convoy on his way to Baga in Kukawa local government. President Muhammadu Yusufu noted the concern and commitment of Governor Zulum for the welfare of the Nigerian refugees, which he said informed the repeated visit by the governor to Niger to provide support, and further described Governor Babagana Umara as a courageous leader. The Nigerian leader further applauded the decision of government of voluntary return of IDPs to their communities, adding that it is the best option in the present circumstance, assuring that government of Niger will be willing to attend official resettlement of communities such as Malampatori in Abadam local government. Governor Babagana Umara thanked the Nigerian government and people for the show of solidarity, empathy and support to him and other Nigerians, with a pledge to convey same to President Muhammadu Buhari.
The government of Nigeria under the leadership of President Buhari, as well as the government of Borno State under my leadership, will continue to collaborate with the government of Nigeria.
The governor also thanked the Nigerian authorities for hosting refugees of Borno extraction and further pledged to attend festivities bills to be held in Difa to further cement the existing ties. The Nigerian presidential delegation also paid homage on the Shehu of Borno, Alhaji Abubakar Ibn Umar Garba El Kanemi, where the royal father appreciated them for the visit and concern for the people, especially in these trying times. In Maiduguri, Mahmoud Goni, NTA News.
In furtherance of the ongoing carrot and stick approach to achieving lasting peace in Zamfara State, Governor Bello Mohammed has facilitated the rescue of 11 kidnapped persons from bandits without paying a ransom. This is coming at a time when the governor summoned the stakeholders meeting to discuss further avenues of achieving peace without bloodshed in the state. Now, the victims, comprising 8 men, 2 women and a baby, are from various states, including Bauchi, Niger, Sokoto and Zamfara. Most of the victims, who had been in captivity for more than 4 weeks, expressed delight and gratitude to Almighty Allah for regaining their freedom. Zamfara State Governor Bello Mohammed, who received them at the government house in Gusau, said his administration will not rest on its oars until lasting peace is achieved in all parts of the state. He directed that the victims be taken to the hospital for medical checkup before they are finally released to their respective families. The National Assembly Service Commission has confirmed the appointment of Ojo Amos Olatunde as clerk to the National Assembly. In a statement by the Executive Chairman of the Commission, Ahmed Kadi Amshi Dauda, Ibrahim El Laden has also been confirmed as the clerk to the Senate, as well as other top management staff of the National Assembly Service appointed on September 30th. The Commission also appointed Francis Chinedu Akabweze as the substantive clerk of the House of Representatives with effect from November the 25th, 2020. Now, towards easing payment of Hajj fares to all categories of intending pilgrims, a Hajj savings scheme has been rolled out by the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria. During its official launch in Kano, Chairman of the Commission, Zikrullahi Kunle Hassan, explained that the scheme is first of its kind in sub-Saharan Africa. Abdullahi Mustafa has the details.
Hajj, a one-in-a-lifetime journey of faith, is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. Unlike other religious obligations, it can only be observed within and around Mecca. It is therefore necessary for Muslims to travel to the holy city for its observance. This informs the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria's decision to introduce a bank-led savings scheme that will enable all categories of intending pilgrims actualize their dream of performing Hajj. It has no time limit to complete and enables depositors and Sharia-compliant returns on their savings, and is accessible through state pilgrims welfare boards as well as online platforms.
Upon our inauguration in February 2020, my board declared our intention to change the narrative of Hajj, especially the escalating cost of Hajj, by making it affordable to a large number of our people.
This is both unprecedented and revolutionary for intending pilgrims amidst the prevailing trying moments of the global economy.
The scheme Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar III, who was represented by Emir of Bichi Nasir Ado Bayero and Chairman, Forum of State Pilgrims Welfare Boards, are optimistic that the savings scheme will, in addition to making Hajj payments easy, more jobs are to be created through its implementation. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
Now, with the commencement of the 2020 National Examination Council NECO examination in few hours, NECO Registrar Professor Godswill Obiama says arrangements for a heat-free examination with minimum standard of COVID-19 protocols for schools is already in place. Professor Obiama stated this in an exclusive interview with our correspondent Olainka Ojo. He notes that the non-sensitive and non-essential materials for the examination have been moved to states for onward distribution to schools across the country.
But learning from the experiences of BESE, we are going to transfer those experiences to even improve on the forthcoming exams, which is going to begin on the 5th of October. Engaging the security agencies to enable us to covert and overt operations to secure the schools, to ensure that malpractices are reduced completely. And we are also going to send our signals to schools to ensure that the minimum protocols of COVID are obeyed in the large halls where students are supposed to be, to maintain a minimum distance of 3 meters, as we did for BESE.
And to sports now, Tottenham whitewashed Manchester United 6-1 as Leicester equally lost at home 0-3 to West Ham. Also on EPL on Sunday, West Brom lost to Southampton 2-0. Wolves beat Fulham by a lone goal as Arsenal beat Sheffield 2-1. For details, let's join Amasi Marcos.
Super Eagles and Napoli forward Victor Osimhen has been granted permission by the Nigeria Football Federation to be away from camp ahead of two international friendlies between the Super Eagles and AFCON champions, the Foxes of Algeria, on October 9 and the second against the Carthage Eagles of Tunisia on October 13. Paul Onuachu of Genk in Belgium is Osimhen's replacement as the Super Eagles open camp in Austria on Tuesday, with both matches holding at Jacques Le Mans Arena in St. and de Glan in the southern Austrian state of Carinthia. In tennis, 19-time Grand Slam champion Rafael Nadal edged out American qualifier ranked 213 Sebastian Korda 6-1, 6-1, 6-2 to progress to the quarterfinals at Roland Garros. However, there was an upset in the women's game as Polish teenager and world number 54 Iga Swiatek used 68 minutes to dump Simona Halep, the world number 2, out of the French Open with a scoreline of 6-1, 6-2. In athletics, Ethiopia's Shura Kitata is the surprise winner of Sunday's London Marathon, displacing Kenya's Eliud Kipchoge, the four-time winner and defending champion, who placed 8th, suffering his first defeat since 2013. The 24-year-old Kitata outsprinted Kenya's Vincent Kipchumba by 1 second to win in 2 hours, 5 minutes, 41 seconds. The Kenyans were, however, consoled with Bridget Kosgei taking the tape in 2 hours, 18 minutes, 58 seconds, 3 minutes ahead of American Sarah Hall. COVID-19 restrictions ensured only elite athletes competed in 19.8 laps around St. James Park, covering 42.195 kilometers. With sports update, Manzi Marcus, NTA News.
Right, and that's the news from here in Abuja. Don't forget to always stand with us. NTA will stand against rape and rapists. Becky will be back just after the commercials. Don't go away. Go away.
My tailor don't be your mate. He don't live for your grade. If he knock you up, tell him go the hell. Anytime I want to celebrate, he go so the cloth he no delay to. He sweet me like a chocolate. My tailor no they disappoint. Tailor we go Harvard University. You don't go to jump like a baka. If you sing my tailor,
make that switch today and enjoy all calls at 11 kobo per second. Free data on every recharge and double data for 3 months on the network with the widest 4G coverage.
Okay, my tailor.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
The Presidency and the National Assembly will hold a 2-day joint executive legislative leadership retreat, which will be attended by members of the Federal Executive Council and top government functionaries, as well as leadership and committee chairmen of the National Assembly, aimed at strengthening partnership and collaboration in governance. The retreat will be declared open by His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Date Monday 5th to Tuesday 6th October 2020. Venue State House Conference Center, Presidential Villa, Abuja. Time 9 a.m. daily. Registration of all participants will be on Monday 5th October 2020 by 8 a.m. at the same venue. Attendance is strictly by invitation. Announcer Andrew David Adejo, Permanent Secretary, Political and Economic Affairs Office, Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation.
If you run mad, we know waiting cause every time now this phone. Have you gone to buy more units for light? Give me this phone. They don't finally get you. Enter store, you go see one pink nylon. Bring and come. If you try chicken where they use corner look me. Now I want to. That one.
Oh. So now why you send me message when no get with this? Shate. Make yourself begin to enjoy credit and data. Berekete.
Introducing Berekete. Activate a new glow sale and get 600 naira free credit plus 700% bonus on every recharge and up to 100% bonus on data plans. Find your first with Berekete. Glow Unlimited.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Yusuf Tukur Buratai, on behalf of officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army, invites you to the Chief of Army Staff Combined 1st, 2nd and 3rd Quarter Conference 2020. Date 5th to 9th October 2020. Venue, Command Guest House, Maiduguri, Borno State. Time 8 a.m. daily. Nigerian Army, pride of the nation. Announcer, Colonel Segir Musa, Acting Director, Army Public Relations for Chief of Army Staff.
We understand the importance of safety, so we ensure it. Introducing I-Made Nose Mask. I-Made Nose Mask is fabricated from synthetic raw materials using spun-bound process and ultrasonic weaving. Firm and adjustable earbands to secure and fit all face size and shape. Our non-woven fabric nose mask is triple layered to filter and protect the wearer from gases, droplets, and pathogens. Keep safe. We'll smile again.
Susu is fine. No, she's not crying, oh. But we are watching cartoon. Ask grandma, I'm the one that used to take care of Yabo that time. Take your time. I will call you back. Your dad is calling.
Explore without limits. Turn it up on MTN, the reliable data network.
Welcome back. Now to independent stories. Although the celebration of Nigeria's Diamond Jubilee was low-key, we have the sights and sounds of the parade from the Eagle Square. It was quite colorful.
The left of guard commander is Lieutenant, Navy Lieutenant.
Next is the guard of the Nigeria Immigration Service.
Aligned with the mass band on parade being commanded by Major M.A. Triola. This, of course, like I did mention, is the first time we are privileged to see this parade, and indeed, it is one that couldn't have come at a better time. And today we are here celebrating our freedom, celebrating our independence. Able to spin the FN rifle, which is being used for this performance 360 degrees. It is Within the diamond fortress created is the contortionist. Or we have some set of clone individual with elastic in place of bones in their bodies. You can see the high level of elasticity, body movement. Entering the stage now is the hula hoop. Hula hoop display being witnessed here. Display of talent taking place here. We are enjoying mutual beneficial relationship, understanding, talented Nigerians here.
Written on the banner is the theme for this year's anniversary, which reads, Celebrating Nigeria at 60. Above, Your Excellencies, distinguished invited guests, are the Alpha Jets in a three-ship formation, flying in echelon, saluting Nigeria at 60. This aircraft has been used during economic operations in Liberia and Sierra Leone.
That was a spellbinding, spectacular parade like no other. I'm certain you enjoyed every bit of it. Now, history was made in 1957 when a beautiful damsel called Grace emerged as the first ever Miss Nigeria in a beauty pageant that has stayed relevant till date. Now at 89, she's known as Mama Grace Atinuke Oyelude. In the light of Nigeria's 60th independence anniversary, she relived unforgettable memories of Nigeria before and after 1960. Yabode Olorunshola reports.
Miss Atinuke Oyelude was 26 years old, aspiring to become a nurse, when her brother enrolled her into the Miss Nigeria beauty pageant, which she won. So, for her, life before independence was quite pleasant and away from the reason of the struggle by the founding fathers, technocrats and journalists who fought for the independence.
I used to drive myself all the way from Kaduna to Lagos to attend meetings by alone in the car. Nobody ever stopped me. So I did that, I can't remember how many times.
Although she won a scholarship to study nursing in the United Kingdom, she did not miss the October 1st celebration, which brought Nigerians together in unity.
I was present at the independence, and it was fun. It was fun. Being there at that time, I saw it wasn't the Queen that came, it was the Queen's cousin or somebody. I think that came at that time of the independence. I thought the Queen should have come.
As soon as she was done studying nursing, she came back to start work with UAC before she began to fulfill her allegiance to the then national anthem, adopted on the 1st of October 1960 to serve her sovereign motherland.
If I happen to come back again, I'll still be a nurse.
Why?
Because I enjoy it. Looking after people, taking care of people.
Patriotism and commitment to the unity and welfare of Nigerians were her watchwords as she devoted her service into the establishment of ABU Teaching Hospital, Kaduna General Hospital, Makurdi, and later the maternity wing of the General Hospital, Ilorin. Today, she is fulfilled to have contributed her quota to the development of her nation, which she believes has come a long way. At 60, for her, Nigeria has not done badly, but could be better.
Things were not like this when I was young. I would like the younger ones coming up to have a better Nigerian, better education, jobs, to have electricity in their house so that they can even study.
To show her patriotism, she speaks several Nigerian languages, including Hausa, Igbo, and her native language, Yoruba.
Mo kí gbogbo Nigeria fún independence. Barkamu da independence. Akene mu happy independence.
Captivating walk down memory lane, and I must add that her beauty is still intact, and we appreciate her presence on Newsline. Over the years, certain aspects of Nigerian culture have remained extinct or modified due to westernization. Imolai Otugede takes a look at the cultural transformations that have occurred since independence.
Nations of the continent, Nigeria is more culturally diverse. After it gained independence in 1960, all 6 geopolitical regions were split to multiple parts, which became states. As the nation developed, cultural behavior of the people also evolved. For the fashion industry, no ensemble was complete without a bag, which were usually smaller. But in present day, the lines between a handbag and a travel bag is becoming increasingly blurred, as more women now fancy large everyday carry-ons.
Before, one wasn't bothered about what was in the bag. The bag was very small, as you have said, and it was empty. There wasn't much into it. But now, you must make sure that you are prepared to meet whatever challenge you meet on the ground as you go somewhere. And this is why we pack everything into our handbags. If you're going to a meeting, you put the papers for the meeting in your bag. I put it in my bag. You put your eyeglasses if you're wearing one, or your sunglasses if you're wearing one. You put your money that you might need to spend. And all these things go into one bag. And this is why the handbags are much bigger now than they were in those days.
These pictures from the independence era, fashionistas show that women's wrapper, going beyond the knee, have been a rarity at the time. The top part, called buba in Yoruba, usually had shorter sleeves as well. However, modern-day Nigerian fashion enthusiasts continue to revert to this style in what is known as oleku. Nigerians have become even more creative, using the Ankara materials to make suits, hair accessories, writing pads, and other fashion pieces.
Today you see that fashion is a big item in the industry, the financial industry and the beauty industry as well. What people are wearing seem to be much more desirable than what happened in those days. And I will believe that as we go on, fashion will continue to grow and to be part of this country's development.
Western influences have also transformed Nigeria's eating habits in many ways. Canned, frozen and prepackaged foods have taken over fresh foods. The use of cutleries have also become the normal way of eating. Local foods from different ethnic backgrounds have also become acceptable among Nigerians.
Our local foods, especially in this Yoruba land, I think it has been accepted by every tribe in this Nigeria. If you are an Igbo man, you are an Hausa man, you are an Igbo man, you can't do without eating eba or amala in Lagos here. If you go to the northern states too, the tuwo too is good. Here we eat tuwo, there they eat tuwo. they eat everything too. I think the food has evolved, and generally, I think Nigerians are eating nearly the same local foods.
In terms of hairstyles, young women in the pre- and post-early independence era fancied a myriad of beautifully intricate threading and weaving hairstyles. Some even looked like cobwebs and baskets. Puffs and cornrows were popular too, and of course, the omnipresent afro. But now, artificial hair in form of Brazilian or Peruvian hair extensions and weaves have taken over. What about makeup and makeovers, which were originally done for theater presentations? It has now become an everyday affair for an average woman. Change, they say, is the only constant thing in life. Even as Nigerians seem to have cultivated most of the Western ways, it's good to know that some of our traditional and cultural values are intact, especially respect for the elders.
When it comes to culture, truth be told, Nigeria takes the lead on the continent. No arguments on that. Still on the independence, an exhibition featuring notable moments in the country's history since independence on October 1960, held in Lagos during the week. Imolia Yotokide reports that Freedom Park hosted several artists and their works.
These gigantic posters are Nigerian stamps. Some have been in usage since 1840. They appropriately depict the journey of Nigeria. They are collections from the Lagos Philatelic Club, which bring to consciousness the intrigue and vitality of stamps, as well as notable moments in Nigeria's history. The display drew a large crowd of lovers of art who took turns to view the backdrop.
Most people don't know that the first postal station, the post office in Nigeria, took place in 1852. That's about 168 years ago. It's older than Nigeria. And since then, it has transformed over time into what we have today.
There's hardly an event in this country that is not captured in stamp. So if you are a seeker for history, for current affairs, for geography, and you love art, stamp collection is one of the few hobbies that is worthwhile doing.
Also on display were rare historical photographs and newspapers from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. The original copy of the Independence Day program was viewed by guests. Publications from the first newspaper in Nigeria, the Nigerian Tribune, which was established in 1949, were displayed. In another section is a letter written by the Nobel laureate, Professor Wole Soyinka, to encourage children to appreciate letter writing in May 27, 2013.
Few people write letters these days. Everything is on WhatsApp, and people get to know about what existed before because the fax machine came after that, postal system of telegram.
Not forgetting the nation's eras past, 60 pictures of notable Nigerians were displayed across the park. It was an avenue for onlookers to remember them, as well as get acquainted with their legacies. NECO Mbaga, who sang the hit song, Sweet Mother. How about Christy Essien Igbokwe, known as the Nigeria's Lady of Songs? She sang the popular song, Sheonrere. Not forgetting Orlando Martins. He was Nigeria's first Hollywood star. Africa's arts and artifacts were on display. The Nigerian Television Authority also exhibited some of its archival materials.
This is the first color camera used those days. It's for the studio, very heavy. And this is also one of the oldest black and white camera.
Listen to an Independence Day celebration account by this 74-year-old woman, Yomi Showumi.
I was 14 years old when Nigeria got independence, and I was in Form 1 at that point in time. Before then, we knew that we were going to have independence because we were doing history, we were being taught history, and we knew what our privileges, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, Sir Ahmadu Bello, and Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe were doing. As children of Nigeria, we were celebrated and we were looked after. Each child was given a flag. We were, treated with fanfare. They cooked for us. We had a good time.
The 60th Independence Anniversary exhibition is a reminder of our glorious past and a glimpse of the possibilities that lies ahead.
Beautiful. As you just saw, pictures tell 1,000 stories. Away from our Diamond Jubilee celebration, let's move to stories that touch. At 14, her parents sent her off to another village to further her education. They probably took that decision because they did not want her to be distracted. Their expectations were, however, cut short 2 years later when she returned home pregnant. Mukhtaru Abubakar from Mina, Niger State, will tell us about the man allegedly responsible for the pregnancy and what is being done to make him pay for his actions.
Send your child to another destination to acquire knowledge. What will be your expectation?
To come back with good results and good behavior. With a joy and good results.
Good leadership.
Additional knowledge and wealth. Be of a good child, better than the one he left at home.
After going around some streets of Mina, the Niger State capital, the answers are the same. Good result, excellent certificates.
I was thinking either he wanted to send me, so he's from there, he slept with me in his office almost 3 times.
Pathetic is the story of a parent from a sleepy village called Njita in Munya local government area of Niger State who sent his 14-year-old daughter to the city of Mina in 2015 for secondary education in the absence of such school in the community. This daughter returned with 6-month pregnancy in 2017 at the age of 16 when she was in Junior Secondary School 3. NTA News crew in 2017 visited the native home of the Junior Secondary School girl when she delivered a bouncing baby boy. The school girl, while narrating her ordeal, alleged that her first encounter with the accused vice principal was when he visited her foster father in Tunga area of Mina. She added in her allegations that sexual relationship started when the accused vice principal invited her to his office and asked her to wait behind after school and lured her into having a sexual affair with him in his office. Speaking further, the victim advised her colleagues to be wary of teachers they interact with, stressing that teachers with similar character exist in the school, as another teacher once approached her for sex.
They should be careful with some teachers who teach them, because sometimes some teachers will call them and they will be cheating with them. I was thinking either he wanted to send me, but this is what happened. They should be careful with their life, the way I suffer, but they should face their study. The way my own have become, I don't know the day I will go back.
The father of the school girl, who is a farmer like most of the members of the community, expressed regret for sending his daughter to the city for secondary education and appealed for justice. I want compensation for the abuse of my daughter. The case, however, attracted interest from some individuals, government and corporate bodies from within and outside Niger State, promising to stand for the girl to get justice.
All what we are after, my organization, the right of the child and the mother, their future.
Meanwhile, in 2017, the accused vice principal, Mohammed Kwizi, was arraigned before a magistrate court Mina on 2-count charge of alleged unlawful sexual intercourse and impregnating his 16-year-old JSS3 student. In the course of trial, a DNA test result exonerated the accused vice principal, Mohammed Kwizi, from being the biological father of the school girl's child. For this reason, the prosecution dropped the charge of impregnation, leaving the accused with one count charge of unlawful sexual intercourse. Now, who could be the biological father of the child? The Child Rights Agency of Niger State first handled the case before it was transferred to the State Police Command for investigation and prosecution. Similarly, what will be the response of the agency as regards the insinuations that the school girl named 4 teachers at the agency, but only one of them is standing trial?
Investigations is not saddled with us, it's saddled with the CID. We are not aware of any other 4 teachers to try to also identify who the father is. We've slated time to interview her.
Initially, she ought to have told us how many suspects involved. But based on the information or the complaint she gave us, that there is only one suspect involved. And that is why we arrested the vice principal only. But if there are new facts or there are new information as regards to the case, she needs to come forward or with her parents.
The case, which was mentioned before the Senior Magistrate Court at Mina in 2017, is still pending as at the time of filing this report. Could it be a reality of the legal saying that justice delayed is justice denied?
Suspect will have to answer to the allegations. Expect updates soon. Let's go on a break now. Stay with us.
Make nights rest-filled by keeping baby's bum dry all night with Huggies Dry Comfort. With our stretchy waistband and super absorbent core, Huggies Dry Comfort provides all-night dryness and comfort to make nighttime rest-filled for baby and you. Huggies, for all-night dryness and comfort. Help make nights rest-filled by keeping baby's bum dry all night with Huggies Dry Comfort. With our stretchy waistband and super absorbent core, Huggies Dry Comfort provides all-night dryness and comfort to make nighttime rest-filled for baby and you. Huggies, for all-night dryness and comfort. This is my time.
You are not going to spoil it.
This time is precious. Don't let mosquitoes spoil the fun. Relax and enjoy the moments that matter. Use Baygon fast-acting insect-killing protection for your home. Baygon, take back your home. S.C. Johnson, a family company.
Let's hop on the wedding train. It was a dream come true for the families of Inuwa Wada Magajin Garin Kano when his son Suleiman Nasiru wedded his heartthrob, Hawau Musa. Mohammed Rabiu Ali, who captured some of the thrilling moments, reports that the wedding fatia attracted prominent personalities from within and outside Kano State.
The residence of late Galadima Kano was full to capacity with friends, relations and well-wishers who came to share the joyous moment with the family of Magajin Garin Kano. Personalities in attendance include technocrats, traditional rulers, religious leaders, diplomats, business moguls, and the Executive Director News, NTA, Muhammad Labbo, among others. Malam Muhammad Kamalu led the solemnization after the payment of 100,000 naira as a bride price and the fulfillment of other rights by the groom's representative. In Hausa traditional setting, Kamu and Mudarkai is an integral part of wedding ceremonies, which signifies formal and warm reception of the bride into the groom's family was also a sight to behold. A befitting reception was organized to honor the couple, featuring the traditional cutting of the cake. Representatives of the groom and the bride were on hand with words of advice.
To keep to themselves and endure, because marriage is about the endurance, because nothing good comes easy.
Honest with each other and trying all their very best to keep their affairs within themselves. Nobody should know what happens behind closed doors.
There is no perfect marriage, but you can have a satisfying marriage, which is based on commitment, love, patience, and forgiveness.
For every happy mother, that this will be one of her joyous moments. And I wish them, Azima and Suleiman, I wish them all the best in life.
First of all, understand themselves more and ensure whatever is between them or whatever is happening between them should be kept and resolved within them.
A and then C and then L, meaning I'd like the groom to admire and appreciate Azima, to love her, to cherish her, and to care for her.
Once something happens today, they should deal with it and put it behind them. If not, it will go ahead and it will eat their marriage up.
The couple who declined comment were elated as they begin a new journey of life. The memorable event is to the couple a self-realization and to their families a dream come true.
All the best to the newlywed and their families. Just in, the presidency says it will not succumb to threats and take any decision out of pressure at a time when the nation's full attention is needed to deal with the security challenges facing it and the COVID-19 crisis. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garuba Shehu, in a statement, says President Muhammadu Buhari, as an elected leader under the Constitution, will continue to work with patriotic Nigerians through and in line with the parliamentary processes to finding solutions to structural and other impediments to the growth and well-being of the nation and its people. Garuba Shehu says the present administration will not take any decision against the 200 million Nigerians who are the president's first responsibility under the Constitution out of fear or threats. Still on weddings, as kids they played house together as husband and the other as wife. Little did they know they were rehearsing destiny. Today they are married. They are a couple. Anna Daniels has details of the wedding between Linda Unwagoso and her once playmate Olajide Ekundari.
The journey into marriage between Uzoma Nwagbooso and Olajide Ekundari was an unprecedented one. Both saw themselves grow up into adulthood with no vision or thought of becoming man and wife. However, Cupid, the angel of love, blessed their relationship. And the rest is what friends, family, and associates of the Nwagbooso and Ekundari families have come to witness.
I was in secondary school, she was still in primary school then. So, it was just like family, friends, from there. And, we lost contact a little bit. Then after some time, we found each other again in the university and all that. So, and from there it just went on.
DJ has already given me everything I want. It makes me happy. Anytime I think of my best moments, he's always there. He's right at the center of it. I'm really happy to have him in my corner. So there's nothing that he wants to give me that he has already not given me already.
The bride's father, Austin Waboso, after confirming the completion and payment of the bride price, the beautiful bride, Linda Ozoma Waboso, danced into the hall full of smiles. As the groom, Jide Ekundare, a native of Ilesha in Osun State, danced into the hall. The wedding, a traditional one, had all the trappings of the Igbo and Yoruba cultures on display. Now time for the bride to search and officially present her husband to her family.
Congratulations! Congratulations!
I wish them a happy married life. I wish both of them good health. I wish both of them blessings from God, which is babies.
I'm sure Uzoma too will just stay put with the husband, take care, and she's so caring. Where I went there, she's she can nurture the husband very well. So I wish them well.
I wish them a good life together with joy and happiness.
You do not have to look for other people the way they have been doing their own. Put down your own goal setting and plan how to actualize it.
I wish them everything they wish themselves in the marriage, good union, wonderful kids.
Happy married life to the couple. Next up, a valedictory session was a befitting climax to a successful career for the first female from her local government area to reach the zenith of the public service profession. Wondering who she is? Well, Anthony Forsen, who worked closely with this Amazon, will do the honors.
The Federal Ministry of Information and Culture is mandated to protect, preserve, and promote Nigerians' culture, as well as encourage development.
If you describe her as an embodiment of beauty and brain, you are sure on point. Deaconess Grace Isugepe is an embodiment of these attributes. As a young lady, she was employed as Cultural Officer 2 in the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture. With dedication and commitment to service, she rose to the peak of her career to become Permanent Secretary in her mother ministry. For 3 years, she held sway, supporting her boss, the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed. With the coming to an end of her career, a valedictory session was held on her behalf.
Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I present to you an Amazon from Itigidi.
Testimonies about her character brought to the fore the personality in her.
I've enjoyed working tremendously with her, and on my personal behalf, on behalf of the management and entire workforce of the Nigerian Television Authority, I would like to wish my sister, my friend, my colleague, a very successful retirement. This is just the end of a chapter. She is going to open another chapter.
It's been the grace of God for that level, from that young lady to become permanent secretary. We want to say thank God for the way he kept her all through her service year.
It will be a new beginning for you, that the grace of God will continue to be with you.
For her boss, the Information and Culture Minister, Lai Mohammed, his close working relationship with Deaconess Grace Isugepe was robust.
I knew the band set, I think, the very first day I came in
as a minister. She was then a director. And within less than 2 years of my being a director, she became a permanent secretary. And, we've worked together for more than 3 years. And I can't remember me and her having a disagreement that has lasted more than 12 hours. I can't remember. But she's so jovial, so cheerful, and she carries on without any bitterness to anybody.
The celebrant, who gave all the glory to her bosses and colleagues, was full of gratitude for all the support she got through her years in service. To Lai Mohammed, his leadership style wouldn't have been better and inspiring than what she got.
I must say, he's a wonderful boss to work with. And he's so humorous. You see, he's always giving you some humors like that. You know, so I love that his part so much. And what I normally do when he hits me, I will just carry myself and disappear at that point. So we had a father and daughter's relationship. That's the way I saw him.
Then, the cutting of the cake.
Give me your G, R, A, C, and E. Grace.
Events like this hardly round up without taking to the floor.
Godspeed in your future endeavors. Now, in the spirit of Nigeria's Diamond Jubilee anniversary, one of the country's leading premium beer brand, Trophy Lager, connected with citizens at major shopping malls in Lagos, Abuja, and Ibadan. The company distributed its products and engaged shoppers on the need to further develop the nation by staying united. Elizabeth Omoriyi reports.
From Lagos to Oyo and Abuja, international bureaus decorated malls visited with the Nigerian colors, green, white, green, as its independence celebration train arrived at the shopping malls, all in the bid to share in the joy of the moment as the nation celebrates her new age. The company honored loyal customers of the brand as they shop and celebrate.
We are happy they are here to celebrate with us. Happy Independence is made of the best, one of the finest of the grade. So we are happy. Some people are here. We are honorable, and this is honorable as you can see.
The celebration was fun-packed and would not be forgotten in a hurry as the Trophy Lager Beer Independence crew engaged shoppers on the need to promote unity and look beyond party lines and ethnicity in order to build a progressive nation.
Let's do another break, shall we? I will be back with more good stuff on independence.
Moments can be ordinary. It's what we make of them that really matter. Make the best of every moment, every day, like super moms do with Indomie. Moments to laugh with Indomie. Moments to learn with Indomie. Moments to care with Indomie. Moments to share with Indomie. Moments like no other to appreciate.
Super Moms create special family moments with their love. Celebrate these delicious moments with Indomie noodles. Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
This is my time.
you are not going to spoil it.
This time is precious. Don't let mosquitoes spoil the fun. Relax and enjoy the moments that matter. Use Baygon fast-acting insect-killing protection for your home. Baygon, take back your home. S.C. Johnson, a family company.
Oh, see how oily I am. It'll take forever to clean this.
Take it easy, Pan. Your days of endless scrubbing are over. Madame just bought Sunlight dishwashing liquid.
What do you know about a Pan's life?
This advanced formulation has real lemon juice that'll cut through all those stains fast in just one wipe.
Wow, that was fast.
See how easy it is to remove oil in one wipe? Sunlight dishwashing liquid removes oil stains in just one wipe.
In handing over the documents to the Federal Prime Minister, Al-Hajj Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, Her Royal Highness handed over sovereignty to a new nation. This was the dramatic takeover by the new nation's own green and white flag.
Rape remains a worrisome trend in Nigeria, and the NTA will keep fighting against this heinous crime. The next story on cue is a sad case of a rape victim who was assaulted at least 30 times. She narrated her ordeal at a roundtable discourse on the social values in the society organized by the National Council for Arts and Culture in Abuja. Oyinaya Kaloka reports.
They cannot transition into survivors.
Dorothy Njamezi, a young lady in her middle age, has a sad story to tell regarding rape.
In my lifetime, I've been raped way over 30 times. The first time I was raped, I was 8 years old. It was a neighbor's houseboy and his friends. There were 4 of them. I didn't trust enough that it was okay to talk about it.
In Nigeria, the number of rape cases is on the increase as there is hardly a day without a report on it. Statistics reveal that between January to May 2020, the country has recorded about 717 cases of rape.
If mothers and leaders like you can speak against this vice that we are going through, I want to assure you, then we've started to make progress from this angle.
Following the increase of sexual violence, the National Council for Arts and Culture in this roundtable brought together experts and victims to synergize on ways of tackling this challenge.
A young man or a young boy sees a young girl and he wants to talk to her, the first thing he says, "Oh baby, you look really nice." Baby, me? You don't even know my name. So my first identity is sexual.
Girls should be taught how to protect themselves, and the parents also should be able to talk to their children. A lot of parents cannot talk to their children about sex.
Sokoto happens to be the only state now that has functional DNA laboratory for forensic investigation in this country. Nigeria Police, as you think, does not have it.
The forum also deliberated on the high rate of immorality and moral decadence in the society.
And the young lady, she's only 12, came to school without her underwear. Her underwear is in her bag. If you want to be a Malian and a woman, you have to discard your underwear. There are all those programs coming from abroad, that they are there to infiltrate your culture.
We have to cherish what we have. We have to judiciously guide what we have. And we have to try as much as possible to do everything possible to transmit the cultural value to the young people.
A book entitled Morality, Culture and the Nigerian Youth, authored by the Director General NCAC, Olusegun Roshewe, was unveiled.
Thanks for that insightful report, Oyin. A quick break is after this point. Keep it here, please.
NTA News 24. A 24-hour news station brings to you news and happenings 7 days a week.
News at 10 a.m., news update at 11 and 1 p.m.
News desk at 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. and late evening news at 11 p.m.
Follow us on any of our platforms and keep abreast of events and current affairs within and outside our shores.
We are on DSTV channel 419, GoTV channel 46,
Star Times channel 101 and Free TV channel 703. Join us.
The remains of legal luminary Justice Adolphus Kibbe-White have been laid to rest in his hometown, Borno, River State. Eminent personalities from all walks of life paid their last respects to the late Justice of the Supreme Court. Robinson Deratide has the details.
Which was like a carnival, featured various groups who came to pay their last respect to the late Justice of the Supreme Court, described as incorruptible during his lifetime. The body was first received by the chiefs of Abonima before proceeding to all the compounds where he had relations. Bishop of the Kwere Diocese, Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, Right Reverend Blessing Eyinda, who officiated at the funeral, reminded the people of life after death.
Those who are wise are those who use their time and resources for the people and to the glory of God.
It took quite a lot to the role I played as a governor. He kept advising where things were bad. He made sure I knew they were bad. Where he wanted changes, he called my attention to it, and he saw that there were those changes.
He was an epitome of unshakable integrity, civility, and dignity.
A remarkably distinguished jurist. He made us all proud. His judgments are indelible.
Inspired all of us, the younger generation. We look up to him. We have, from the days of our youth, we've been hearing the name Justice Adolphus Kibbe-White.
I don't know of any judgment of Justice Kibbe-White that has been overturned. Right from when he was at the High Court to the Court of Appeal to the Supreme Court. He was such an eminent person.
The late Kibbe-White was a retired Justice of the Supreme Court who played an active role in national and international legal matters.
He was a mentor, my shepherd. And I had the shepherd for over 55 years. So I'm grateful to God.
His legacy was one of truth, integrity, honesty, hard work.
He's a brother, he's a father, he's a husband, a friend, indeed.
He was a bridge builder, a man who had so much love for family life.
He was born on January 29, 1932 at Abonima, River State, and died on May 22, 2020 at the age of 88.
May his soul rest in perfect peace. Amen. That's a special Independence offering. Thanks for watching us always. And I leave you with this. Peace at home is peace in the country. Peace in the country is peace in the world. Good night and God bless Nigeria.